Okay, guys, we're about to go. On your marks.
The men's N1500 underway now, and we have 15 starters. James Lynn from Williamstown, also from Williamstown, Anthony Hine, Angus Buchan from Collingwood Harriers, from Diamond Valley, Glenn Imbriano, welcome from Tasmania, Ashton Ford, Colby Kwong from the Mad Rabbit crew, Luke Irvin from Eureka, from Richmond Harriers, Tony Langland, Collingwood Harriers, Paul Viney, Leonard Gray from Athletics Essendon. Then we have Archie Thomas, also Oliver Pinnock. From Diamond Valley we have Jordan Run, Craig Baxter from Ringwood, and Tim McNeil from Old Zavarians. So out front, I think that's Colby Kwong leading the way at the moment. Next to him it is Ashton Ford from Tasmania. Another one of the TDR group, and that's Susan Andrews' son. Very famous Susan. Jordan Rudd just to the outside there. Also, his teammate from Diamond Valley. It's Glenn Imbriano sitting nicely. But it's Kwong leading the way. And our Tasmanian, Ashton Ford. He's a sub 5 minute runner. Jordan Rudd sitting beautifully there in that fourth position. A little bit of a gap then to the Collingwood Harrier. And I think that might be Angus Buchan. So a few of our more experienced runners going together at the moment. That's Tony Langland, also Paul Viney. Craig Baxter also working strongly with them, and Tim McNeil in that grouping of 4. Out front, Ford just sitting along nicely there with Kwong. A little bit of a gap then to Imbriano and Rudd. Buchan in next position. You can see the young boys from Williamstown running well together. Also the Eureka athlete there in Luke Irvin. 2 laps to go through the 700 metre mark. Ford looking strong at the moment. And Imbriano, Rudd. Buchan's coming through. You see James Lynn on the inside there. The young Essendon runner there is Leonard Gray. A little bit of a gap forming there. Baxter and McNeil working at the back of the field. So Viney just sitting nicely there with Langland at the moment as they start to pick off a few of the younger runners ahead of them. No change out front. So Ford's just biding his time at the moment. Quite happy for Kwong to set the pace over this 1,500 metres. So this is the first of our TDR runners in the 1,500 metre events. As I said, he's got quite a good pedigree. So hopefully conditions will just ease as the night goes on. We'd like to see some fast 1500s. It was pretty tough out there for the 8s. If we can get the breeze behaving itself here, as we see Ford just going to the side now of Kwong. You can just sense that he's just waiting his time and waiting his chance here. Imbriano's still sitting in 3rd position. Rudd's just drifting back a bit. Gee, Langland's made up a lot of places in that last 400 metres. Hasn't waited for Paul Viney because he's still at the back of the pack there. So Langland's now coming in on, so it's 3:32 at the bell, and I think Ford's now going to take his chance out front. So Ashton Ford just leading forward. Gee, big run from Langland here, 400 out. Irvin, next one through. Also moving nicely, Oliver Pinnock. He's in the green shirt. Rudd there with Lynn. McNeil just getting ahead of Baxter, but out front it is Ashton Ford. So I think we're going to see well under that 4:59 seed time here from Ford. Kwong just starting to ease back. We're seeing Imbriano not letting Langland get past here, but that's really driving young Glenn Imbriano on nicely, having Langland just pushing him forward. Pinnock now starting to move forward just ahead of the Collingwood runner there in Buchan. And Irvin from Eureka also going nicely over this final lap. But out front, it is going to be Ashton Ford coming through into the home straight first. So the Tassie crowd will get quite excited here. And a big welcome to anyone watching at down in Tassie at this coverage here tonight from Milers Club. With the first blood here for the Tasmanians, and it will be Ashton Blood taking out this 1,500 well under his seed time. 4:45 unofficial there. Nice run from Imbriano. Kwong will be in next position, so on the 4:51 mark there. Then Kwong, Langland, Irvin, Pinnock in next position. Next up will be Leonard Gray. Angus Buchan in next. Then Paul Viney. Next one up, Anthony Hine. Then Lynn, Jordan Rudd, Archie Thomas. Then Tim McNeil, Craig Baxter. And that was an entertaining men's N 1500 metres.